What is going on? I'm Zedmont. We are here on the dev build. You can tell it's the dev build because we've got a bajillion diamonds. Now, first of all, we are going to get into the bonuses for the Mega Crab. Over in here, the Proto Crab is coming. It'll be here tomorrow-ish. Again, hours, time zones, how do they work? This is the Proto Crab, where there are all sorts of bonuses. I'm going to show you those bonuses right about now. This is the bonuses. These are the exact bonuses we've had on a previous crab, so this is not something new and super exciting. 0 to 9 stages, 50% gunboat energy, 10 to 19, 75, blah, 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 blah. You can read. Stages 60 and onwards, 200% gunboat energy. Now, if you want to get ready for the Mega Crab right here, right now, what you need to do is you need to go attack Dr. Terror. You need to attack Dr. T. You need to do Imitation Game. You need to do all of those things. And why you need to do that is because if you have a look at your Lazortrons, we can use Lazortrons in this Mega Crab. And we can also rank them up by attacking all of those things. So you are going to want Lazortrons for this Mega Crab. So my first thing to you is make sure you do all 7 stages of all of the events. Hopefully you did all 7 stages of Hammerman. I know I don't often do that. And so what we are going to do right now is I am going to go into the secret dev build menus, and I'm going to give myself max level Lazortrons. Now, when I say max level Lazortrons, I don't actually mean max level. We're going to get them up to level 25 from level 24. Because of the way Dr. T works, you can't actually max these things out, unfortunately. They have screwed up the protos. Anyways, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you these Lazortrons, but first we are going to boost all 12 of our statues. And if you're wondering why every single one of these statues is red, it is not a mistake. It is not an homage, an homage, whatever the heck that word is, to Christmas being around the corner, because I don't do that until December 1st. It is simply, we don't need any gunboat energy statues for this Mega Crab. So if you have the luxury, which I doubt many of us do, to go all red statues, I would highly, highly recommend it. The people that are going to win this Mega Crab will have all red statues, or at least 10 or 11 of them. If you can go 12, then you are just going to give yourself all sorts of goodness. Now, not super sure on what to put in our other landing crafts. Sending all laser tanks on their own, probably not going to be super duper useful, but I'm going to try it with 2 boats of Scorchers. Now, Stage 1, nobody cares about. Every single person who can do Mega Crab can take down Stage 1, but we're going to do it anyways just because Now, if you're wondering why the heck my laser tanks are red, I was messing around in the menus of the dev build and I made them red by accident. I am almost certain that is the case. Things will likely not be red for you. So just trying to get rid of that confusion, because your laser tanks, although they look super duper awesome when they're red, yours are not going to be red. So apologies for that confusion. Guaranteed someone is going to honestly ask me why my tanks are red. Just the same person who's going to ask me to give them all of the Boom Beach hacks to give them 1,000,000 diamonds. It can't be done, my friends. It is just dev build, not connected to the real world. Anyways, Stage 1, Stage 2 are gonzo. So we are going to jump ahead to Stage 20, dropping troops. Mostly I'm just curious to see if tanks are going to be the answer in front of our Lazortrons, or if we're going to want to put Scorchers. I think I'm just bungling my words at this point, but you get the idea. Not entirely sure what the heck the answer is. You might also want Kavan in front or in behind, giving all of that second wind goodness, but the most important thing that you need to be aware of is you 1,000,000% do want to have Lazortrons in your army. So like I said, it's not too late. Go attack all of those stages of Dr. T. I would love to share this tip earlier in the week, but that is some of the restrictions that I am under. So dev build Boom Beach Mega Crab sneak peek, all of these things are scheduled. So I was unable to give you that info a little bit earlier, which is a little bit unfortunate, but look at the GBE. These Lasortrons just chew through the Mega Crab. Now, I really do hope we get the the heavy choppas for one Mega Crab, because flying over those gaps would be absolutely insane. Going to be passing that along to the dev team, because Lasortrons are great, but it would be super awesome to try out some of the other prototypes as well. Now, speaking of prototypes, the Proto Warship season is coming, season 29, as we jump ahead to stage 40. Now, what that means, I don't know, but I would highly recommend clicking that bell, subscribing, all of those sorts of YouTube-y things, so that I can give you all of the latest info when it comes to this next season. I am been fairly terrible as far as giving sneak peeks for warships, because they tend to come out on the weekend, but I am going to do my darndest, because I've got a feeling there's some good stuff on the horizon. Warships getting better bit by bit. I got to give it to the developers. That last season was a pretty darn good one. Obviously, there were a couple complaints from people, but overall 150% troop health just meant that everyone could play, and there were so many different troop combos that were viable, so that was pretty nice. Stage 40, just absolutely melting it. Like, we have not lost a troop yet, and we are on stage 40. Now that I've said that, of course, we are going to lose a troop, but GBE is going to be a problem. Gunboat energy. You're going to have to do something to keep managing that gunboat energy, and that's where maybe, just maybe, Kavan is the answer, because you can just, you know what, I'm going to do that on stage 60. I'm going to jump ahead to stage 60. We are going to use Kavan, and I'm going to try to have a little bit of fun. Not that it's terribly difficult when Lasortrons are involved. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I do check the video inbox in Boom Beach. We'll skip back to that in a second. In case you don't know where that is for whatever reason, we're going to jump back to my main base here. Look in this videos button, and you'll see there have been, I believe, 5 Lasortron videos in this inbox, so it's not just you guys that get excited about these things. You can kind of tell when the boom tubers are excited about these things, because suddenly that inbox just starts rotating videos through very quickly. So Lasortron's definitely popular. What we're going to do as an easy way to manage our GBE is we are going to get Kavan's second wind in. Now, speaking of second wind, you are going to need a second and possibly a third wind if you're looking to go far on this Mega Crab. That was just a groan-inducing segue, but honestly, you can go incredibly far on this Mega Crab. So you're going to need to dedicate all sorts of hours to this Mega Crab, because as you can see here, we are just utterly and completely melting all of the things. We are about to possibly lose a Scorcher. It looks like, it's hard to tell. Maybe that's a critter that has, I think the critters have turned red because of me mucking about with the dev build as well. But this is my solution for how in the heck to use all the gunboat energy that's coming towards us. Just keep clicking that second wind button. Eventually you're going to burn all the way through this entire base. Kavan staying alive just barely. Notice those lasers do not do damage to the troops that are between the Lasortron and their target. Troops on the far side of the target, though, will get melted. Lasortrons do friendly fire, but it's very rare that that's actually a thing. So our GBE has been somewhat manageable. I switched to Kavan, and we are at the 68 GBE node for second wind. I have never been able to get 88, or at least not this week. I've been trying desperately to get the 88 GBE second wind ability. And the thing about the Mega Crab is that all of these buildings are just bunched so darn tightly together that Lasortrons just melt through them like a hot knife through some garlic butter that's being prepared for some yummy crab-related meal. So, like, this is just so good. We've got second wind flying through here. I think we just lost our first Scorcher, so finally able to lose a troop after all of these stages. So stage 60, all the way at the end, we lost our first troop. That is pretty darn OP. These things are so strong. Lazortrons for the win. Like I said, you're going to need a lot of time for this Mega Crab, especially if you go to that pure red layout like I was talking about. So I'm going to come back to here. We will pause, come back a couple stages later. Okay, I said a couple stages. I actually meant we were going to double it. Now, if you found this at all entertaining, please consider jumping into your creator boost, throwing Zmod in there, and then clicking OK. Now, of course, it doesn't work on the dev build because otherwise I would just spend $1 bajillion, and they saw that coming. Shucks, gosh darn. Anyways, so in the real game, do consider throwing Zmod in your creator code. Also, make sure you spend all of those resources. Also, make sure you refresh all of your bases during the Mega Crab. You're going to want to scout in the middle of the Mega Crab. That way you can get all sorts of good loot. Look at that, 450,000 of each resource. Don't attack them until after the Mega Crab, but you guys know all this. If you don't know all this, please hit me up in the comments. I have all of the Mega Crab guides you could ever dream of. Let's get in, see how we can do against stage 120. Now, this is going to be mayhem, absolute madness. We're going to just drop those cryo bombs. I'm going to drop a Scorcher on either side, and then just drop all of these things right in here. Probably throw a shock onto about there. Now, those boom cannons, they can't really range our troops, and as a result, these Lazortrons are just going to utterly and completely demolish all of them. I really do hope so. Anyways, I am going to try to use a couple shocks this time, because as you saw there, all of the Scorchers just going to get utterly pummeled by those boom cannons. Otherwise, now our Lazortrons are heading off to that side, which is not super duper awesome, because otherwise they're just clearing to the side. We definitely need them to clear into that middle section, and so far, there we go. We're starting to clear into the middle. We've already lost we've already lost 3 Scorchers by the looks of things. Bullit probably was the right answer for this one, whereas Kavan just never really had a hope. So anyways, Kavan, maybe for the lower stages, probably not for the later stages. I kind of assume Bullit's going to be the boss, and just energy drink all the way through it. That's another great way to spend that GBE. Instead of using Mr. Kavan, you can go ahead and use Bullit and his energy drink. So this is going to be a massive, incredible failure on my part, but I'm kind of okay with that, because we had to see if Kavan was going to be the answer or not, and it turns out probably not, as we lose all of our Lazortrons. Now that you know what, let's finish this stage off. We're going to spend 192 of those hard-earned diamonds, and then we're going to come in with all of the stuffs. Now we've got, as you saw there, 200% GBE boost. I think that's going to be on top of 54 gunboat energy is my best guess as far as a starting point. Not really up to date on numbers since HQ 25 came out. I'm going to assume it's around 54, and then we get the 200% on top of that, but really doesn't matter. It's going to be the case of like 2 or 3 extra gunboat energy regardless. So Bullit out front, getting all of those Scorchers to shoot him in the face as our Lazortrons come in behind and start blowing things up. Now, one other quick note that I'm sure you're all aware of at this point is that not only do Lazortrons blow up buildings behind, they also blow up mines in behind. That is incredibly, incredibly useful. So do keep the Lazortrons coming. They're going to do great, great things for you. You just need to make sure you can keep them alive. And Bullit showing why he is the #1 hero for the Mega Crab. Just so incredibly useful. I don't even know where he is. I'm not paying any attention. Every once in a while, I'm just going to click that energy drink button, and that should keep us going as our Lazortrons clear that entire right side as well. So not only are we clearing that left-hand side, they're also getting this entire right-hand side down, just doing such good work, getting us so much gunboat energy so that we can keep Bullit alive, even though he had absolutely full health at that point. So we are getting wrecked by that Doom Cannon in behind core, I am not paying a heck of a lot of attention because I am still basking in the absolute glory that is the Lazortrons. I gotta say, I am super duper happy that these things aren't here forever. I know a lot of you have commented and said these things need to be a permanent troop. I don't agree with that. If they were a permanent troop, it would not be nearly as much fun when they showed up for that 1 week in November. Now, I don't know if this is going to be the standard if Lazortrons are here every November. I'd really, really like to have rocket choppers show up like I mentioned, but regardless, whatever the heck we get, I am loving the whole Prototroop Mega Crab thing. I really, really hope the Prototroop, what is that called? The Prototroop Warships is even a 10th as good. If Lazortrons are in there, not going to be all that great, but we've already seen, based on the sneak peek from Supercell, that the meloneers are coming back, and the big melons were a fantastic, fantastic hit. So I am stoked on them coming back. Should I be barraging those shield gens? Possibly. That would have been a good solution, but I have already used my artillery, so now we're just going to have to rely on Bullit to get rid of those shields as the Lazortrons. See, they don't melt shields terribly well, but you can see Bullit's going to take care of those shields all by his lonesome. We have cleared every building except for 3 at this point. I'm almost tempted to do a save the core on the Mega Crab, but that would be just sheer and utter ridiculousness. And Lazortrons just aren't good for the save the core because they're just not quite fast enough. So that's stage 120. What I'm going to do stick around. I'm going to max these Lazortrons to the absolute max to level, I believe it's level 29? Anyways, we're going to max them out. Then we will attack a further stage and just see how the heck we can do. Okay, it turns out that they can only get to level 26. I learn something new every day. Now, their damage goes up here. As you can see, we are at damage per second. We are doing 2350 plus 6392. So that's a whole lot of red statues coming in hot. Let's spend those diamonds. We are going to jump back in, and we're going to do 121 is not nearly high enough. Okay, continuing the trend of doubling and doubling and doubling, let's have a look, see what stage 200... This looks obscenely easy, to be completely honest. Not entirely sure what Dr. T was smoking when he brought this one to be, but anyways, let's get that cryo bomb. I don't know why I can never hit 4 of them. That is just an obscenely bad artillery. I'm going to blame that on my gunboat captain. We are going to drop all of our stuff over here on this left-hand corner, hoping that all of our Lazortrons just shoot through absolutely everything. And at this point, all we really need to do is throw some barrages there, probably wasting some gunboat energy simply because our Lazortrons are going to clear the majority of those mines all on their lonesome. Now, they are also shooting, you can see that they're damaging that Scorcher that has moved up into position. So, as I alluded to earlier, Lazortrons do extra damage beyond their target. Much like Cooker, if you've ever seen the Cooker core hit, they don't do any damage between them and their target, but after the target, all sorts of damage. Gotta be very, very careful with that. Otherwise, what's gonna happen is you're gonna end up destroying your own Scorchers, and ain't nobody got time for that. So, we are going to drop some critters over there. Now, this is not super duper high level Mega Crab. I have done zero planning, zero thinking, just dropping our troops and picking the hero ability that best suits our fancy. So not really any scouting. I will do my best to do a Mega Crab video slash stream slash something, but I can't make any promises because there's just so much time required, and I kind of doubt I have that much, any of that time available to me at the moment. So what we are going to do is we are going to head over into here. Those doom cannons on that left-hand side scare me a little bit. So we are going to get Mr. Bullit to just kind of hang in there, take some shots to the dome for us, and then I've already lost so many troops. I'm not feeling it with the Scorchers. I feel like tanks themselves would be a little bit better and less likely to shoot themselves in the face. So I think we're learning here. I think that Lasertrons and Scorchers, not really the ideal circumstance. And also, you'll notice those rocket launchers are just melting my Lasertrons. Like, they are taking like one salvo from a rocket launcher. I love that word, by the way, and just packing it in. So that is not going to be the right option. Maybe you need to throw a boat of medics in with them, but so far throwing Scorchers out front is not the solution. So I'm going to pause right there. The base that I thought was super easy ended up beating me, which is not good at all. I'm not even going to give it a full set trombone. That one only gets half a bone. We are going to get all of our troops back in here, though. I am going to switch these out for some tanks. I feel like tanks might be a little bit better. Now, as far as the tribes go, the tribes are heavies and GBE. So you've already got GBE, so you don't even need purple statues over here, and also warriors, which are not going to be super duper useful. So what we're going to do is one last time, we are going to jump ahead a few levels. Now, 3 troop health statues might not be enough for Lasertrons. That I will leave up to you, depending on how many levels you're going to go. We are going to jump in and attack stage 300 without any scouting or thinking. And of course, it's an octagon-shaped base, because all of the difficult bases I find are in that octagon shape. We're going to let Bullit get out front, because Bullit is going to get that shock blaster and those boom cannons shooting him squarely in the face, hoping now that our tanks can get out there and give us a little bit of an extra shield as we try to keep Bullit alive. I don't know, folks. I'm wasting gunboat energy yet again. So Bullit's health going down very, very quickly. Lasertron's not doing quite as well as I would have thought. They're definitely starting to melt some buildings in behind, but it's not that same super duper hot knife that we were looking at earlier on. So I am going to throw a prediction out there that somebody is going to get very, very close to stage 300. Not entirely sure if they're going to get all the way there or not, but I think that people are going to get awfully close. And I think part of that is simply because they're going to be stoked to keep playing, because these Lasertrons are a lot of fun. Are they 300 stages at 4 minutes apiece fun? We're going to have to wait and find out. But you can already tell that throwing the tanks out in front has definitely made these Lasertrons a little bit better. I don't feel like Scorchers were nearly this good, but the laser tanks just coming in super hot with the regular tanks thrown out in front. So that is a little bit of useful info, I feel like. Hoping that that's going to give you some intel as far as the troops that you want to use with your laser tanks. Now, medics are still, I feel like the medics would be running forward and helping Bullit more than they would be staying back with the Lasertrons. We have already lost all of our tanks. We're about to lose all of our Lasertrons as well, and Bullit just not going to be able to stay in there quite long enough to get that next energy drink. So stage 300 also whooping my butt. Like I said, these are not the best Mega Crab attacks. All we were trying to do there was no scout, quickly get some attacks in there and show you just how much damage and how much health these things are going to do, and how they're going to hold up for that matter. Anyways, that is all of the Mega Crab sneak peek goodness that I have for you. So very quick recap. Do make sure you're going to upgrade those Lasertrons before the crab drops. Do consider going to all red statues, even though really who's going to have the statues in their storage to do that. And otherwise, Lasertrons coming. Warships Season 29 also coming hot and heavy in behind it. Test bottle message. Those bottles just don't have anything useful in them. Just ignore them. I keep seeing that on Discord. Anyways, if you have any questions, requests, comments, or somewhere in between, please hit me up in the comments. Otherwise, I am Zedmont. Thanks for coming in. Peace!